Marcel, where are you going with that disc? You are not putting that on again. Marcel, okay, if you press that button, you are in very, very big trouble.
Attention. Everybody stop what you're doing. It's time for The Unwritten Rule, a Mizzou sports podcast brought to you by the Believe Network, alongside Payton Haverman and Kenny Van Doren. Here is your host, Jack Knowlton.
Welcome back to The Unwritten Rule, presented by FanDuel. Today is Monday, August 10th. Kenny is here. Payton is here. I am here. Gents, how we doing? As we've now hit double-digit days when the people are listening to this, at least in August, barreling toward week one of Mizzou season.
Really good. I saw Spider-Man yesterday. Someone told me they thought the end credits were really cool, which I was very confused by, but
Payton hates photography.
I mean, it's just if I thought it was that cool, I could just go to Google and Google images of New York. But that's besides the point.
Can we get behind this? August is the worst month, right?
It is a terrible month.
It is a terrible month. There's nothing going on. It's hot. Hurricane season is at its peak. Like, things are going to go bad here soon if you live in
You're back to it feels like work picks up. You're back to
school comes back. Yeah, it's hot out.
It's a bad month. It's a bad month.
I remember the heat index was so bad one year in August that they just didn't let us go back to school on time. We just couldn't go back.
Wow.
It's a bad month.
You make some good arguments. I was trying to maybe zag and be like, because obviously for sports fans, it's definitely a bad month because there's just zero going on. But I was trying to think like, oh, maybe, if you're not a sports person, what's there to do? But you're kind of right. It is just objectively not a great time.
You get into the camp of sports, it's preseason for both footballs, like college and NFL. And some of these games aren't even that competitive too in the preseason. Baseball wise, it's either your team is in it or not at this point. Like, I think you started to feel yeah, and you're just getting into the spot of, hey, are we going to watch the old timers game before our game, or are we actually going to watch our team compete? So that's right.
Well, the other part of August is it is overthinking season, and it's prediction season, which we're going to do over the next couple of shows because we've completed our task of taking at least a broad look of all of Mizzou's SEC opponents. So now we're moving on to doing the same thing we did last year to build up to the first game of the year. We are going to preview every position group for the Tigers, and we are starting with the most important position on the field. That is the quarterback position. Now, I will go right into this. We are going to do these position previews as a format. 3 questions, 1 prediction. We all brought a question that we have regarding Mizzou's QB room, and we'll make a prediction. Now, I do have the predictions doc from 2025 or the 2025 season up, so we can do some look backs as we go through the positions as well. So we'll get to that. I want to start with the game, Kenny and Payton, to introduce the room for Mizzou's 2026 quarterbacks. We'll go back and forth. There are 5 quarterbacks and 2 coaches listed as helping with the quarterbacks. If there's more, Kenny, I only went off of the roster, so you'll have to correct me. We'll go back and forth. Payton, you start. Can you name all of them? So there's 7 total names.
Yeah.
Just name one, and then Kenny will go and tick them all off.
Okay, I'll name one.
And if you can't name one, you're out. And
Austin Simmons.
Okay.
Gavin Sidwar.
Austin Simmons and Gavin Sidwar are both in the QB room.
So you're not participating in this? Nick Evers.
Nick Evers.
Matt Zollers.
And Matt Zollers. 3 more.
Brett Brown is gone.
You said there's 7 quarterbacks?
Garrett Riley.
Garrett Riley. 5 quarterbacks, 2 coaches.
Oh, yeah. Brett Brown is on this team. I don't know why you don't think he is. He isn't.
Brett Brown is still – how?
Brett Brown
He's been
is in the
scout team for Mizzou since
– He's a redshirt senior this year. Since our senior year. He was a freshman our senior year.
Wow. Is this last Mizzou coach been on the staff like for multiple years, or is this his first year?
This is his first year.
Okay, so Kenny
Florida
knows.
State.
Florida State, you said?
Yeah.
I don't
believe
know.
he played at Murray State. Brendan
I don't know
Bogner.
Who?
Brendan Bogner.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure he's a lot better than Sean Gleason. So, I mean, I'll take that, I guess. But
Well, he's not even in the same position as Sean Gleason.
Sean Gleason was the quarterback coach for all intents and purposes.
Brendan Bogner would have been Sean Gleason's assistant.
Oh, what? Okay. So was Gleason directly the QB coach, or was he?
Yes.
Okay, he was. Okay.
So there's your room. Yes, Brett Brown is a part of it. So there's 5 quarterbacks, headed up, of course, by Austin Simmons, who comes over from, a quick overview on what these guys did last year. Austin Simmons threw for 744 yards, 4 touchdowns, 5 picks at Ole Miss. He, of course, got injured and was replaced for the rest of the season by Trinidad Chambliss and transferred to Mizzou. Matt Zollers threw 88 passes last year for Mizzou, 503 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks in relief of Bo Pribula. Gavin Sidwar, of course, joins as a 3-star quarterback commit. He was the number 36 ranked quarterback in the class of 2026. Nick Evers has been quite a journeyman. He threw only 15 pass attempts last year, 105 yards and a touchdown for UConn. He's also been at Oklahoma and Wisconsin before coming to Mizzou. And Brett Brown has played in 2 games. He played against Louisiana and Virginia, has maybe the most infamous incomplete pass in recent Mizzou history in the bowl game when he almost pulled out that win. That would have gone in the play pantheon if that was
Daniel Blood had it, man. It was in his hands.
It's tough. Like I said, we're going to do this in the format of 3 questions each, 1 question each, 3 questions total, and then a prediction. Payton, what's your big question regarding this Mizzou QB room?
I mean, the question, it's probably the most important non-Ahmad Hardy question, and maybe it even is almost more important than Ahmad Hardy, is how good is Austin Simmons? I mean, it's the first time ever under Drinkwitz that they went out and clearly got their top QB option in the portal. They did not waste any time. First day the portal was open, I think. They went and got Austin Simmons. Last year, Bo Pribula wasn't maybe – it would have been interesting because Miller Moss was the first guy that they really went hard after. They didn't get him. But Bo Pribula did enter the portal after Miller Moss, so maybe it was a 1A, 1B. There was also the Fernando Mendoza pursuit that they got Fernando Mendoza on campus, but weren't 100% sure they'd get him to commit, so they took Pribula instead. I think it's fair to say Missouri was probably not going to reel in Fernando Mendoza, but that's an alternate world we can live in another time. There's the infamous Jerry Bohannon, JT Daniels, Jaden Daniels saga, where the Jaden Daniels had to clarify that he wasn't committed to Mizzou after he signed I don't even remember. It was like a financial aid thing or something. I'd have to go back and look.
Preemptive, like in the case that he was going to Mizzou, he had his signature there.
Yeah. Thanks a lot to Mizzou Fan Club for leaking that one. Really, I'm sure made things a lot easier on Drink & Co. So, yeah, I mean, Austin Simmons is the first time Mizzou has really had clearly their top option on the board. And I think it shows. Drinkwitz made the unprecedented in his experience, in his tenure, decision to just name Austin Simmons the starter out of spring. I don't think there was any doubt about that, but he went ahead and just didn't leave any doubt. So now it just comes down to, is this going to work? Is the pairing of him and Chip Lindsey, 2 first-year guys at Mizzou, really going to pay off? Because I think this team is going to go only as far as Austin Simmons goes. We can talk all we want about will Ahmad Hardy come back? Is someone going to emerge as a real co-star to Darius Smith, and can Darius Smith handle being a number 1 edge rusher in the SEC? If Austin Simmons goes out there and stinks it up, none of it matters. In fact, it'll probably be worse than last year with a 9-game schedule and all that, and Ahmad Hardy not being 100%. or at least we don't know when he'll be 100%. So I think the biggest question for the room and honestly for the team is how good is Austin Simmons going to be?
I think Mizzou has taken the right steps. I said this on a previous show too, of getting the quarterback competition out of the way early, not dragging this out, not going through the summer months of, these workouts where you're not in pads. Maybe you're just running through different installs. You're just working out and you don't know who your captain, who your leader of this offense is. I think that's a positive. Drinkwitz took the right steps in retooling this offensive staff, even going down to the tight ends coach with Alex Atkins coming in, Garrett Riley coming in, who has worked with quarterbacks before that don't have all these crazy talents and have gotten them to awards. He was the quarterbacks coach at TCU for Max Duggan, who won the Davey O'Brien Award back, it was at 2022. So, I mean, he's been around some guys before. He's been around Tanner Mordecai. He's been around Shane Buechele. I mean, these are, quarterbacks that they're just names that people remember at this point too. And I think he just has a good track record with getting the best out of his quarterbacks. And I think that's a positive too, when you're retooling an offense and getting a guy with, an extensive resume of being around some of these quarterbacks that need to get the best taken out of them. So I think those are some positives for Garrett Riley and for Austin Simmons. Jack, my biggest question for this quarterback room and just the quarterback position, how does a lefty change things? I am honestly, Mizzou's done a good job about saying not much. Brandon Jones, I asked about it. There is a competition for another blindside position, but this time it's at right tackle this year between Logan Reichert and Luke Work. And I asked Brandon Jones, the offensive line coach, I mean, how does that change things? Having the right side, the right tackle be the blind side. And he mentioned, not much. Everything is still the same, striking and, trying to not be beat. That's the best thing, the best way that they've been coaching these guys is that you do not want to be beat at your position. So those are some things I took from it. I asked Drinkwitz in the spring about, have you ever coached a left-handed quarterback? Have you noticed any differences between a lefty and a righty? He said left-handers, southpaws have to prove themselves a little bit more. They've always had to play with a chip on their shoulders. They're, limited in some people's mind of what they can accomplish. But everything is flipped. So I am intrigued to see how this kind of changes. It is good that Caden Lee comes in. He has familiarity. But how do these other wide receivers, if there's anything changed with, just getting used to the ball coming out differently? At the end of the day, it is a football. You have to catch it. I just wonder if there are any hiccups early on, anything that they have to groove out just with everything kind of being flipped to the left side.
It's so hard to keep speculating about Austin Simmons until we see it with the limited, snaps that he's had and the games that he's started, which will lead into the question I have. But Kenny, I was thinking about that too, where is there a world where it just comes less down to him and with Payton, what you were saying with it, is he just flat out good or not with, is the biggest thing that lets Austin Simmons down, ironically, the lack of, big men up front, specifically at that right tackle position where, I know, Luke Work and Logan Reichert, at not the worst options, to try and fill in there. But this has felt pretty definitively all offseason to me. Like they wanted Josh Atkins to come in and be the guy. They were pretty confident that was going to happen. And this injury is a real setback for that. And, luckily, well, I mean, not luckily, that's the wrong word for it because you don't want someone to get hurt, but at least you've had, now at least a full fall camp where you're like, all right, we're going in with either Work or Reichert. We have to figure it out. But I do wonder if that becomes a bigger sticking point. If neither of those guys work, if there's constant rotation, this is it. Maybe this is unfair. Payton could probably speak better on this than me, but especially with how good the running game has been, I almost feel like maybe we take the offensive line for granted sometimes. Like it's ended up being okay most years, even when there's been some holes. But I don't know. I do worry about that in particular with the passing game, that lack of continuity, that lack of your true starter being down. Combine that with a left-handed quarterback that Drinkwitz has to coach for the first time. I think both of your questions together, could be, there's sort of some intermingling there that, maybe you could see as a potential worry if you're buying low or not as confident as, as some on the tackle situation and how that affects Simmons.
Let's not discount the fact that the ball does spin differently when you're throwing left-handed. You got a lot of new receivers in the mix. Obviously, Caden Lee has a lot of familiarity with Austin Simmons, but one maybe causes some hiccups early on. I think that's more of a camp thing to be ironed out. I kind of doubt that'll really become an issue in the season, unless the receiver room is just really bad and they just drop a bunch of balls regardless. I've always felt, and this is just a personal thing to me, the difference between the blind side and left tackle, right tackle has always felt a touch overblown to me. They're both pretty damn important in my mind. You have so many freaks coming off the edge on both sides of the ball now. I feel like you don't want to get hit from either side. Obviously, the hit you can't see coming is scarier. But I don't know. I think Kenny's quote from Brandon Jones there is kind of putting it best. At the end of the day, your 5-0 lineman got to line up and put a guy in the dirt. That's the objective. So I don't know. I personally trust the O-line has had some bumps in the road. Last year, there were a few games where I really just felt like they were not doing the best job in the run game, but I think a lot of that had to do with teams just did not respect Perbula's ability to throw the ball and just stack the box with 8 or 9 guys at times. So I trust Brandon Jones. Every iteration of the O-line since he has taken over has largely been very, very solid to excellent. That 2023 unit was among the best I've seen. 24 and 25 were solid units. It's kind of night and day from when he took over. So I kind of trust them to get it done up front.
Yeah, and there's always breakout guys out of nowhere. Maybe this is finally Logan Reichert's time. In a way we weren't expecting. Maybe he gets the chance and takes over that right tackle spot. With a surprise opportunity. Maybe Luke Work does the same thing. I don't know. It's hard to forecast, but a part of it too is you have to trust Simmons. I mean, he seems like a pretty pocket aware guy. He is obviously a very smart player. That has been maybe the overriding trait that you've heard all about him throughout his career. So,
he skipped 2 grades.
Yeah. He's what? He's 20 and is in his 4th year. Is that?
I can get you his
right?
actual birthday.
I believe because he's in his 4th season. Truly, you're obviously not counting red shirts and all that stuff. But I think he's still 20, which is just insane.
See, they have it on as November 8th, 2005.
So it's 2026. So yeah, he'll be 21 in November.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Can't even do much yet. 20th birthday, nothing.
I did write down, Kenny, to your point, would you guys like to hear the list? I wrote down lefty NFL QBs who started their career after 2000. Because spoiler alert, I'm feeling pretty bullish on Austin Simmons, and my question kind of had to do with more. I'll just straight up say it. It was, what is the ceiling for a player in Austin Simmons' position currently coming over to Mizzou, with the limited starts, with the limited snaps? That did lead me to look up who just some notable left. Do you want to hear the list? Lefty NFL QBs since 2000 who've gotten drafted.
How many?
I think there's maybe 9 or 10 on here.
2 in the same camp right now.
What?
2 in the same camp right now.
Yes, 2 in the same camp right now. So it's Dylan Gabriel, Michael Penix Jr., Tua Tagovailoa, Kellen Moore, Tim Tebow, Pat White, Matt Leinart, Tyler Palco, who I've never heard of, to be honest. Jared Lorenzen, Chris Sims, and Michael Vick have all been drafted since.
Wow, that is not a good list. There's one good quarterback there, and he threw less than 50% in a season before.
I did not know Kellen Moore was left-handed.
I believe so.
I'm not sure I did either. At least didn't think about it.
This feels weird. I thought he was right-handed.
There you go. So maybe give some advice to, can reach out through the Kirby Moore connection, somehow get to
Austin Simmons and Kirby Moore ever met.
That's definitely true. So that was my big question. So Austin Simmons, I mean, the glaring stat, he's played 259 snaps in college so far. Matt Zollers has played 261, which is, just kind of crazy to think that we were predicting how many snaps he'd maybe get in year one. I tiered it. I came up with another list of names. It was quarterbacks with limited experience, limited starts, who ended up kind of working, getting themselves drafted, having some success with their teams. The bottom name on the rung is Trey Lance, 17 career starts, ended up going third overall.
Didn't work out for him in the league, but
didn't work out for him. Someone in this last draft, Ty Simpson, only started 15 games, had the 1 year at Alabama, gets drafted in the first round. Anthony Richardson started 13 games with Florida. Payton, maybe cover your ears. Mitchell Trubisky,
yep.
13 starts. And then the kind of more top end in terms of having a lot of college success and then finding your way into the NFL without playing a lot. Kyler Murray started 17 games in his career, ended up winning the Heisman, of course. And then the top one was Cam Newton, interesting situation, different kind of situation there, but goes to Auburn, has the one season and wins the national title. If you think about Austin Simmons and some of those names, to me, he feels with his experience so far, like kind of in between that, maybe like Mitch Trubisky, Anthony Richardson range in terms of like team. What do you guys think about that in terms of team impact for Mizzou? Obviously, I'm not saying he's going to be Kyler Murray and throw 41 touchdowns and win the Heisman, but there is evidence of some of these guys coming in and figuring it out with just 1 year of starting experience and bringing their team some wins.
It is a little different because, Mitch Trubisky was Marquise Williams' backup for 3 years. Anthony Richardson had been at Florida. I don't know. It's tough to quantify that. Obviously, the talent is there. Certainly, nobody disputes that he has the arm to make any throw you could possibly want. But obviously, the experience is the big knock. He has just hardly ever played. Most people seem to like his athleticism as well. By all accounts, an excellent teammate at Ole Miss. Most people rave about him. Ole Miss fans love him. So I don't know. I'd put him probably. In terms of pure raw talent, he does not have as much as Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, talent-wise, is up there with a lot of great names. Thing is, just never really came close to touching it. You'd like to see him in the Mitch Trubisky tier, but I don't know. I don't doubt that he'll start every game he's healthy for, like Mitch Trubisky did, but it's very tough to say where he's going to land on that group of guys.
I kind of found myself weirdly gravitating toward, if you want to match up situations, right? Because, everyone's different. If you look at again, I'm not saying he's going to be Kyler Murray, but their journey is very similar. Kyler Murray had to tried to wait his turn at Texas A&M, started to break in sparingly, transferred, had to sit out. Imagine that for a year when he went to Oklahoma, which is why, he could only play the 1 year instead of 2. And of course, Baker Mayfield was there before him. Also played baseball. I was just finding myself that his journey through college football is kind of similar to what Austin Simmons has gone through, where he's not necessarily a guy that's been, given up on by any school, but had to kind of switch his situation to maybe find some success because of, some other circumstances beyond his control. Played another sport at Ole Miss too. And I've been doing some reading about his baseball career and people kind of discovering just how smart of a guy he is through that. There were some parallels there for me. Again, I'm not saying he's going to throw, or maybe I should make it my hot take. He throws whatever it was, 41 touchdowns and wins the Heisman Trophy. And you got he's being coached by a Riley. There you go. Another parallel.
He's not going to have a Kyler Murray season. Let's squash this now.
But I think
Jack would look very smart.
I would look.
Yeah, he would. But let's not make ourselves upset with lofty expectations.
I will roll right into that because you can tell me if this isn't a bold enough prediction. Because the other thing I was looking at was other teams in college football heading into this fall that have quarterbacks kind of they're in a similar situation with quarterback experience. And this was the list I mostly stole, but came up with. We talked about one, Mississippi State with Kamario Taylor, Texas Tech and Will Hammond, Virginia Tech and Ethan Gunkemeyer, Florida with Aaron Philo, Georgia Tech with Alberto Mendoza, and West Virginia with Michael Hawkins Jr. The thing I landed on is I think Austin Simmons is going to be better than all those guys. That's I think my prediction, and that Mizzou could potentially be better than all of those teams, save for probably Texas Tech, because I think they still have a boatload of talent elsewhere. But I think I might go with that.
I don't know if it's just the hype of the offseason, but the Kamario Taylor one would be probably tough to say that. He's another guy that's just purely talented too. But I like it, Jack. I think that's why it's a hot take. It's a take.
If he is, I mean, that's probably a very good sign for Missouri.
I'm going to go with that. All the quarterbacks I mentioned, I think, those are big teams leaning on those guys to have their first real big season, starting every single game. I think Austin Simmons is going to be better than all of them. I trust we've heard nothing but good stuff. And it's just, maybe there's overhype there, but I think it was sort of a weird situation. Like no one was going to replace Trinidad Chambliss with how good he was at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin bought into this guy. And I think I am too. I think he's going to be successful if he stays healthy and if that right tackle thing works okay. What about you guys? One prediction. Oh, and then I'll read the 2025 ones quickly after.
I don't know. I keep going back and forth because he played limited snaps and did not look very good in them last year. But at the same time, there's so much talent. There's so much apparently good character that people rave about. He was good enough for Lane Kiffin to really – Lane brought QBs in the offseason before, but didn't push hard enough to get a commit for any of them. And he's Lane Kiffin. If he really wanted to, he would have gotten one. Chambliss was a pure insurance option. Simmons was their guy, 100%. So I'm going to kind of be on the optimistic side. I'll say Austin Simmons throws only 7 interceptions this year, and I'll say he throws 25 touchdowns.
Okay.
And he gets a little bit of draft buzz.
All right. That's very close to what my prediction was. I had written down 17-7 is what I had him at. 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's what I was thinking. Off the top of your head, what was the maximum amount of touchdowns Brady Cook ever threw in a season?
I was just actually checking on that.
I know I have the number if you guys.
I think he threw 20 or so in 23, I think. I'll say 20.
Jack?
Thank you.
You're not speaking, Jack.
Yeah.
I forgot I muted my mic. 22.
It is 21 in 2023. It was down to 11 in 2024, missed a game, battled some injuries in those contests they did start. But I'll stick with mine. I'll take 17-7. Payton, I'll be similar. All
right.
I'll write those down. Big difference, though. Honestly, if he throws 17-7, I think that's probably a bad sign. That's not a lot of touchdown passes.
Jamal Roberts. I'm not even saying that it's a positive season. I'm just saying that was my prediction.
That's a prediction. That's fine.
Nothing to compare it to.
Those are a lot more grounded than these 2025 ones that I'm about to read. Just as a preamble, Payton wins that, by the way, if we're going on Price is Right rules, which is unfortunate. Last season, Payton predicted that the winner of the QB battle will start all 12 regular season games.
Didn't happen.
Would have probably happened had Bo Prabula not gotten injured. You also said that Mizzou's quarterbacks will have more rushing yards than passing yards. I did not go back and do the math on that.
They definitely didn't. I think I was kind of trolling a bit with that one, but because if that would have been the most ungodly rushing attack ever if that happened.
Well, it ties into mine because I said that Bo Pribula would lead the SEC in rushing yards among quarterbacks. That was kind of the hype thing going in with him last year. He finished 10th among quarterbacks in rushing.
Yeah, he kind of was not a good runner. I was not impressed. I thought Brady Cook was 10 times the runner he was.
Diego Pavia was the best rushing quarterback last year. 862 yards, 10 touchdowns. Can't believe the Ravens cut that guy. Kenny's prediction was that Matt Zollers would take at least one snap. He took a lot more than that.
Gosh, that's like just a free space almost.
We didn't know then.
We did not.
Would have been the primary guy, primary number 2.
We did not.
I know, but like still, they were going to play UMass and stuff. Like Tommy Lott played against UMass.
Tommy Lott played against UMass because Sam Horn wasn't there.
I think he would have maybe gotten into the game either way.
That would have been in a case that there was 4 quarterbacks playing in that game. If Sam Horn was healthy.
Safe to say we were all a little bit amiss there. I feel a lot better about my running back prediction, which I won't get into. We'll get into that next show. But
yeah, my running back prediction wound up being I wound up underselling it, and we thought I might have oversold it. I remember
I nailed mine. There you go. There's some talk about the QB room. I guess mostly just about Austin Simmons, but Mizzou has a
Austin Simmons is the only one that matters. If Matt Zollers has to play, the season is over. I'm sorry, it just is.
Yeah, that's a good note to share. We'll see. I do like the future with Matt Zollers. There was some stuff he flashed, but the future needs to be down the road.
Quote about why he stayed, I believe. I don't know. I don't remember. Kenny was there. Maybe he has it, but
nope. I let the silence speak volumes. That was good. All right. We will shift. We will have running backs. That'll be running backs we're going to save. Because we were going to see if we could potentially get any more Ahmad Hardy updates before the end of fall camp. So we'll save running backs. We're going to do wide receivers and tight ends next. So we will talk about the people that Austin Simmons will be throwing the football to for hopefully the whole season. But for now, what are you laughing about?
I'm thinking of a Kenrick Lanier prediction right now.
Wow. Yeah,
Kenny laughing and he's got a pulse on the team. That's a good sign.
I'm gonna have to come up with something, maybe a hotter take. Although I by far had the hottest take of the quarterbacks. I think. I think. Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
Mine's a little more subjective.
I don't know.
Mine's a little more subjective. Yeah. Well, I don't know is maybe a good way to describe Mizzou's 2026 season right now. We will describe quick hits on the other side after a quick break. All right, quick hits time. We'll finish up the show. Payton, how many are we going to get on Ken Sports Shorts Daily Dozen today?
NFL, NBA, NHL, geography, celebrity. I'll say 4.
Okay. NFL. Taken in the 2006 first round out of Minnesota, this Patriots running back rushed for 2,504 yards and 21 touchdowns across his first 4 seasons.
From Minnesota, that could be like, God, they had a bunch of good running backs around this time. It's like, it's been Jarvis Green Ellis around here. Bolton's frozen, by the way. I don't know if
we'll let him come back.
We'll be forging through this without him. Corey Dillon is like around this time. Do either of you have any ideas?
No, I have no idea.
I'm gonna say,
assuming I'm back, I also don't know.
Let's do Corey Dillon. I really don't know.
Incorrect. NBA. Dusty May is the new head coach of what Western Conference team? Dallas Mavericks.
I'm going to put on record when we bring up the NBA. I really, really like this hire. I think they're going to be really good next year.
I'm going to put on record. I think he'll be back in college in 2 years.
Ooh, all right.
I'll take 3. NHL. Posting his career highs in both, Tyler Toffoli led the Western Conference team in points and goals in 2022 and 2023.
I have no idea.
Don't know who Tyler Toffoli is.
No idea.
Are the Calgary Flames in the Western Conference?
Yeah, and he definitely did not play for them.
Well, do you have a better guess?
No. But,
Vancouver?
it's not the Flames.
Vancouver.
You want me to put Vancouver instead?
Don't think that's it either.
Or you pick
Colorado. I love this. I don't know, but your answers are
Don't
wrong.
think he plays for Colorado.
Pick one. Pick one of those
Vegas.
3. No, pick one of the 3.
I'm like thinking it's a California team, honestly.
LA Kings. LA Kings.
All right, last guess.
Do the Kings.
I love this. I don't know who he plays for, but all your answers are wrong.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it's none of
If it's the
first
Vancouver
few
Canucks,
teams.
I'm gonna lose.
I guarantee it's none of those teams.
Geography. After San Antonio, what is the most populated city in Texas that ends in a vowel?
Ooh.
What the hell?
Wow.
Amarillo.
El Paso?
Oh, that's a good one.
El Paso.
Probably El Paso.
I think it's El Paso. Right?
Yeah.
I don't, maybe.
Houston.
You're from there,
Dallas,
man.
Austin. Yeah, I think it's El Paso.
It's
Waco.
gotta be.
Yeah,
Waco?
you're probably right.
El Paso's bigger than Waco. You got it.
Fort Worth.
Yeah.
It bleeds into another state and another country. Like it's
Yeah,
a big.
no, I would think El Paso.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Nice.
Celebrity mashup. Oh my God,
Whoa.
Holy smokes.
that's that girl from SNL. McKinnon.
It's not a
I
good
don't-
start.
Jeff Bridges.
I think that is Jeff.
Oh,
Bridges.
that is Joe. I think that is Joe.
No, but the woman. That's a woman. The teeth in the eyes.
From SNL?
McKinnon. Yeah. She has really beady eyes. Like in everything she does. Like she does it on purpose. I think.
Oh, Kate McKinnon.
Yeah.
Oh, that is Kate. I think that is Kate McKinnon. I think you're
You
right.
can tell by the eyes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Did we get? Is it? Oh, we
Wow.
got the celebrity mashup. We never get the celebrity mashup.
I got curious, by the way, and looked up the Tyler Toffoli answer. It is the Calgary Flames.
Oh my God! Are you kidding?
Wow.
That was
I
the
did not
first
know.
guess. No.
No, I don't.
Flames have
But your
been
answers
so
are wrong.
bad this decade. I was just like, there's no way.
Give myself an air horn for getting that right.
So I was dead wrong on that.
Unbelievable.
Founded
Hockey
in
knower right here, by the way. Just a puck guy.
Grocery products. Founded in 1905 in Brooklyn, this supplier of cold cuts is privately owned and focuses heavily on service, deli counters, and traditional supermarkets.
I believe I know it.
I think I know it.
What do you think it is?
You want to guess, Peyton?
I have no idea.
I think it's Boar's Head.
It is Boar's Head.
Okay.
Yeah. Gotta be. Yeah.
There we go.
Television.
A very good ham.
From 2007 to 2009, Christina Applegate played a woman with retrograde amnesia on this ABC sitcom that featured Melissa McCarthy, Gene Smart, and Jennifer Esposito.
The Good Place.
I don't know.
All
You
right.
can't guess
Well,
that.
it was such a good guess that it's.
What
not
about
even-
Captain Planet and the Planeteers? That popped up. There you go.
No. That's a good cast, though. Names I know.
That is a good cast. I don't watch sitcoms, especially on cable. So
You ever watch
Movies.
Modern Family?
yeah, I watched Modern Family back in the day.
You
I
lied.
don't do it anymore.
Well, yeah, this show
Life
also
of Pi.
aired from 2007.
All right, I lied. Move on to the next question.
All right, movies. A 60-year-old Indian boy and a Bengal tiger stranded on a lifeboat
Oh.
for 227 days after a shipwreck in this 2012 film directed by Ang Lee.
Life of Pi.
Thank you. I could not remember the name of it.
I saw it. I read the book. I read it freshman year of high school.
Good book.
Yeah, I never saw the movie, so I can't compare.
Hmm.
Music. What girls group released the 1998 hit song No, No, No? TLC?
It could be. I don't know. No.
I have no idea.
It's the wrong spelling, Jack. You would
I know it's the wrong spelling. I was making a joke.
AP style, Mr. AP style himself.
That M dash doesn't go there. Yeah. Put that in. Give me my double dip.
All right, we double dip. We got Calgary Flames. We got the music one wrong. NFL, Lawrence Maroney.
Never in a million years
Never
would
heard
have
of him.
gotten Lawrence Maroney.
Wow, you guys don't remember a first round pick in 2006?
Certainly
Television.
not from
Did you say
Minnesota.
Howard?
Samantha who? Sure.
music, Destination.
Oh, Destination.
Oh yeah,
we probably should have got that. Not bad though. We nailed the middle rounds. In fact, we got celebrity mashup.
All right.
Is pretty good. All right, Tigers in the Wild. Kenny, who's
Tiger in the Wild? Not so great, Tiger in the Wild, but a former Tiger nonetheless. The Texans have cut rookie punter Jack Stonehouse per Jonathan M. Alexander of the Houston Chronicle. Happy trails to Jack Stonehouse, who played the rest of his career with the Syracuse Orangemen.
Vindication for Eric Link, who wouldn't know special teams talent if it bit him in the ass, as he cut a punter that went on to make an all-ACC list every year and replaced him with Riley Williams.
It's tough.
Who didn't start half the games he played.
I did hear some exciting Blake Craig hype. I'm really hoping special teams will be something I can be happy about this fall. Payton, your Tiger in the Wild.
My Tiger in the Wild is going to be a bit more upbeat. It's going to be Max Scherzer, who, with the Blue Jays on Saturday, rose to 10th on the all-time strikeouts list. I did not do my research and see how many he had in the Blue Jays Saturday game, but he is now 10th all-time.
Congrats to Max Scherzer.
Remember that photo he took with Sam Horn in the Mizzou onesie?
He has 4.
He's the baby.
4 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings. Great start.
How many does he have all time?
Man, this is tough for you, huh? 3,516.
Thank you.
He's pitched 2,999 innings in his career.
Wow.
For those of you wondering the Sam Horn image I'm referring to, I'm of course joking about the image of him in the Mizzou onesie with his baby.
You were just saying it was Sam Horn.
Yeah.
Mets Max Scherzer is such a fever dream.
Yeah, I don't have any memory of it. Rangers Max Scherzer, that was worthless. I think they won the World Series with him though.
It's just stacking up accolades now, ruining his WAR. 0.6.
Kind of like Astros Justin Verlander.
True. Jack,
my Tiger in the Wild is going to be Chase Daniel. ESPN kind of put out a fun list. It was the enemy of the arch enemy of every power conference team, and for Kansas, they said Chase Daniel. Of course, wrote a little blurb about the 2007 regular season game at Arrowhead Stadium, where Chase Daniel won Missouri the game and sent them to the Big 12 title game. Do not ask what happened in the Big 12 title game, but a legendary moment. Yes, they put Curtis Lofton for Missouri's arch enemy. Oklahoma had the better of Mizzou, largely because this guy was in the team, but Chase Daniel was the enemy of Kansas. So I thought that was fun. I think he promoted it on Twitter. He was like, I hope Mizzou fans get a kick out of this. I think if there's one, that would be a good. We should have done that as a Mount Rushmore of in the off season. Maybe we can do it next year of sporting events you'd like to travel back to that you didn't get to visit. I feel like that would be right up there on my list. I would have loved to have been at this game. And, obviously I was 6 years old in 2007. So maybe go back and actually be conscious, could actually understand what it meant.
Armageddon.
Yeah. Armageddon at Arrowhead. So congrats, Chase Daniel, for continuing to own Kansas and giving, as they put in the blurb, eternal bragging rights for Mizzou. Kenny, your headline.
My headline this week comes from Yahoo Sports. Skies to Johnny Carrington ejected for flight. I'm just kidding. My headline comes from On3. Sporting News reveals 2026 college football preseason All-American teams. Would you guys like to guess the Missouri shouts?
Ahmad Hardy?
Yes.
So this is just All-American?
Yeah.
Brett LeBlanc?
No.
Oh.
Caden Green?
Yes, it's Caden Green and Ahmad Hardy. And Quan Lacey. You want to include him.
That'll be a fun battle. Hopefully Ahmad Hardy can can be healthy for most of the year. And yeah, so Payton made me sad the other day when he was like, Mizzou fans might have to not worry about the stats and that matchup with Kawan Lacey just because Hardy won't play as many games, even if his impact might be bigger. Congrats to those two. Payton, your headline.
I could not find a good sports one, so I went with the very uplifting one about how a Ducks friendship. This comes from CBS News, by the way. Steve Hartman. How a Ducks friendship helped a New York family's golden retriever overcome health issues. She started smiling again. To give you the gist, there's a very lovely video piece that goes along with this that shows the duck and the dog playing. But this family dog for this family in New York, the Canarellis, yes, that is definitely how you pronounce it. Canarellis. Their dog started having seizures. They put it on medication, which helped the seizures, but also kind of tampered the dog's mood a bit. But it picked back up when they brought the dog's name is Barley, by the way. It picked back up when they brought Lewis, the duck, home. They're now playing all the time. Barley's like all happy.
His name is Lewis.
Yeah, I said Lewis.
It's not Lewis.
Barley's the dog.
Yeah, the duck's name is not Lewis.
The dog's name is Barley.
Yeah, the duck's name. Lewis. The duck's name is not Lewis.
What is it?
Louis.
Okay, fine. I watched this like right before the show too and forgot the name, I guess. Regardless.
Oh, look at the video.
You can kind of see it if you're watching on YouTube on the side. They like chase each other around. It's really cute. It's adorable. Yeah, we talk a lot about sports and like lawsuits and stuff. I just kind of wanted to talk about this dog and this duck.
I respect it. This is the kind of August content we need.
Journalism.
It's a cute story.
Kenny only wants stories that make people sad or informed.
People were sad about this. They were crying. It's like,
they bought it.
This is happy sad though.
They got the duck through Facebook Marketplace. I didn't know you could do that.
No, they got the dog. I thought in elementary school.
The duck in elementary school. I thought, but it says through Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, they didn't mention that in the video piece. I promise they did not mention the Facebook Marketplace part in the video piece. You'd have to watch the video piece. But I promise you that nothing was said about Facebook Marketplace.
This is very sweet. I also have a more uplifting headline that actually outright mentions in the story, in the midst of all of this college football lawsuit nonsense. This is kind of a fun story. I'm doing a follow-up on our quick hit from last show about Akron to give Kenny his praise, because my headline reads as follows from The Athletic: Why is Akron football letting season ticket holders call plays on offense? Really good story by Devin Henderson and David Ubben over at The Athletic. I won't spoil all of it. You can go over and read it, but they kind of did some background, talked to a bunch of people, both from Akron and actually Robert Morris, which was a really interesting part of the story, like their reaction to the whole Akron. Of course, we talked about it last week, is letting a fan script the first drive of their game against Robert Morris. But they, in the story, they talked about the possibility of Robert Morris season ticket holders buying the Akron tickets to try and win the contest and sabotage Akron, which of course Kenny mentioned on the show like the day before this story came out. So props to you, Kenny. I know we tweeted about it on the Unwritten Rule too, but also again, great story. And just a great story written on The Athletic, and just in general, like in the midst of all this nonsense, this is just kind of a fun, like gimmick thing to do. And Robert Morris apparently is planning a response in some form. So we'll see.
Script your opening defensive possession.
Special teams.
No.
You can call field goal.
Field goal. So, like, what was the reason they gave?
For what? For what?
Yeah, like, how is this working? Like, is there any word on the inner machinations?
Yeah, I guess they're gonna like meet up before, but the plan I think is to have the fan on the sideline, like just at the hip of the coach, and then they'll spend the second half in like a luxury box or whatever. But I think they're gonna have them. I think they said that their hopeful candidate's gonna script 10 to 15 plays beforehand, and then they're gonna have a meeting, and then from there they'll plan it out and the coach will pick the ones he likes, and then they'll be down there on the sidelines. I'm sure they'll get to say some stuff into the headset. I don't know if they outright said that in the story, but yeah.
I would have to say there's no way they're letting this guy talk in the headset.
Probably not.
No way.
So I'm excited. August 19th is, I think, when they announce the winner.
I would just do that famous video. Who was the Notre Dame quarterbacks coach that was yelling?
Tommy Rees.
Yeah, Tommy Rees. I would just do the famous video of Tommy Rees putting the headset in.
Do your job.
Do your job.
I'd want to be in the booth and do one of the Bills offensive coordinator when he smashes it, and then you see them grab the camera.
Yeah, Ken Dorsey was fired not long after that.
Ken Dorsey, that's who that was. So very fun. Credit to you, Kenny. You did bring that up on the show. That Robert Morris fans should do that, and I hope they try. All right, Payton, end the show.
We're gonna stick on the dog theme. This one comes from our favorite TV series, The Today Show. Guys, dogs can't operate MRI machines, but you know who can?
Cats can.
Cats can. There you go, Knowlton. Shout out Sarah Lemire. That's a pretty good one. 2019 Washington National of the Week. We're going the bulldozer, Brian Dozier, longtime second baseman for the Minnesota Twins. Wound up being traded to the Dodgers in 2018, signed with the Nationals in 2019. After he was the Nationals' third second base option, I remember they had a trade in place for Brandon Phillips that got nixed. But Bulldozer had a solid year, 771 OPS, 340 on base, 430 slug. Actually, only a 98 OPS plus. It kind of shows you how stupid baseball was in 2019, how juiced the balls were and everything. Of course, he had a very famous car celebration with 2019 World Series hero Howie Kendrick. They'd pretend they were in a sports car.
No, it was not him. I don't know why you keep getting it wrong. It was Eaton. Eaton did this.
Was it Adam Eaton? Okay, I didn't.
Brian Dozier. Brian Dozier had no role on that team. It was not.
Well, he actually started 135 games that year.
Yeah, well, I didn't do anything in the postseason.
Actually, he in OPS it started with a 7.
Well, that would be a pretty solid OPS in the postseason, would you say?
Oh, I need that impression more, Kenny. That was great. It's good.
Are you sure? Was it? It was Adam Eaton because I remember tweeting about it now. Yeah. It's a long time ago, Kenny. 7 years.
Boy.
For more information, look at Brian Dozier, agent. Not a good guy.
Brian Dozier played in 2020, by the way, Kenny. Where did he play?
I don't remember.
New York Mets.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. Wide receivers and tight ends are next. By the way, we do have to congest 2 of the positions to get all of them in, plus our season picks and preview show before the first game. So we will be doing offensive and defensive line together, which will be interesting to chat about. But wide receivers and tight ends are
That's
next.
A good use of the word congest. That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I thought that was. I've never heard congest used like that, but I like it.
I appreciate it. Unless you guys want to combine, I did that on my own in my planning doc. But would you guys rather do that or combine a random position, do linebackers and running backs on one day?
No, I think it's probably better to combine the trenches.
Kickers and running backs.
Yeah, there you go. Long snappers and
tight ends
and gunners, punt gunners. We will have wide receivers and tight ends next. So stay tuned for that. Thank you everyone for watching and listening. Let us know. Give us your hot take opinions on each of these position previews. We'd love to hear them. What do you think of Austin Simmons? How good is he going to be in the big 2026 with Mizzou? We will talk about the guys he's throwing the ball to next. We'll see you all then.